Hello, everyone. How are we doing? Welcome back to the 3 hours. It is match day.
Good morning, everybody.
Euro 2020 final. We'll talk about that first, and then obviously there is a few smidgerings of West Ham stuff that we can cover today. The tournament, which has been a fantastic tournament. I think there's been some great performances. Some great heroic stuff and some sad stuff. Like the Denmark team did really well to get to the semi-finals. Italy, a rejuvenated Italy that we'll discuss a bit further, and obviously England have done well to get there. And listen, in my opinion, the two best. I know there's a little bit of banter already in the chat. Obviously, the two best teams, in my opinion, have reached the final. No, the two best teams in the tournament have reached the final.
Yeah, I don't think you can argue with that. On both sides of the draw, yeah, absolutely. I need to address this straight away. So, like, everyone's excited. I'm sure everyone's nervous. I did go for West Ham. I don't want to upset people. I was wearing an Italy shirt, and then I thought, no, I can't wear an Italy shirt on a podcast. I'm just being a twat. So I went for West Ham, keeping it neutral. Listen, is that
the new shirt, mate? Is that the new shirt? Is that the new West Ham shirt? Is that the new West Ham shirt? Yeah, is that the new one for this season?
This one? It might as well be, mate. Who knows?
I know, mate.
It might as well be.
Yeah, it's a joke. Obviously, we played in the away kit the other day, didn't we? But we'll talk about that.
But no, going back to the Euros, no, absolutely. Both, like you say, both teams, the England team, they've done really well. As you say, they're no egos, great players unified together. And that's one thing I've said. We've spoke about this on the channel many times before. My and yours like history with following the England football team, and I do like this team. I like this team. I like Southgate. I think there's no done. Obviously, he's done brilliant for England, especially in this tournament. It's a really good sort of young team. It's an exciting team. It's frightening when you look at the team and you think of the attacking talent in our England team is frightening.
Oh, mate!
Some of the players, the likes of that were getting bigged up before the tournament, like Grealish, Foden, they've hardly played.
Mate,
look at Jadon Sancho,
Rashford. Yeah, Rashford's not even really played, has he? A couple of games.
Yeah, all of the attacking talent in the team is frightening. England have got so many good attacking players, and it's going to do well for them in the future going forward. It's just how he fits them all in. Hello, Irish Tommy.
I've never been to 10 hours before a game.
Neither have I, mate. But probably neither have I. I'm not. I'm not looking forward to tonight. Now, again, I've had the history with supporting England, and I like this team and all the rest of it. And I said a couple of weeks ago, at the start of the tournament, I really tried. I was like, right, I'm getting behind England in this tournament. I'm buying the England shirt. I'm going to get Rice on the back. I'm getting it. I'm getting behind England. And I started watching the games, and it just ain't there, lads. It's just not there. That feeling, that passion.
Though, mate. Like you say, you can't fake an emotion. Like I've said, like, listen, people know what I'm like with England as well. Like, I'm not the most loyal of England fans. I'm not. I will sit and say it now, but I have enjoyed Rice. Though, there's definitely an element of pride. Like Harry said, that Noble looks at him like a proud dad. There's that. Yeah. It's so great to see a West Ham player being. He's influential, mate. He's one of the first names on the sheet. Him and Phillips have created something brilliant in that midfield now. But I definitely have that sort of passion for England. Like, it'd be nice. Let's not take it away. It'd be fantastic to see a West Ham player holding a big trophy again.
Oh yeah, of course it would. And Rice has been phenomenal. I don't think there's any doubt about it. That's right there. That's future captain of England.
Proved his value like massively.
Yeah, he's
neutral, but don't watch him week in like we do.
Instrumental to the team. Obviously we know what he's all about. We know what he can do. He's been more contained in the England team. He spent a lot of the time dropping back between the centre backs, sort of giving that extra defence.
What we've been seeing at West Ham, really, isn't it? Like when Cresswell goes forward, he'll drop in there, or when Soufal drops in, he drops in there, and he's been offering that support to Walker and Shaw, hasn't he, every time?
Yeah, and it's a well balanced team. You know, it is. I think like I say, so much attacking talent up front. I think the only question marks possibly are the sort of defence.
I think
And
Maguire's been fantastic as well. Though, been absolutely
Maguire has
fantastic.
been very, very good. He has been very, very good. Pickford, I'm not convinced.
Pickford's Pickford. I think he is what he is. I don't think he'll be the goalkeeper for the World Cup next year. I think that'll be Dean Henderson, and then by then.
Yeah, I'm not convinced
Saka's
by
been
him, but
Saka's a real star.
He's been really good. I know, and that's what I mean. I'm surprised he's played as
keeping
much as he
Foden
has.
and Grealish out of the team, like you say, mate.
Yeah. Foden, Grealish, Sancho, like you say, Rashford. All these players, you know, it's crazy the amount of attacking talent.
I think what it shows as well is, you know, before the tournament, obviously we were all a bit disappointed that Lingard didn't get that last nod, but you can just sit. Lingard wouldn't have got in the team. He wouldn't have got nowhere near the team. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Looking at your boys then, mate. So we'll just have a little bit on Italy because it's only fair. How big is that injury, mate, that you picked up on the left-hand side? I think it did show in the Spain game.
Oh yeah, big time. Massive. Spinazzola, obviously the left back. He's been absolutely instrumental to that Italy team. Really, you know, the amount, again, it's kind of similar to West Ham. Where we rely quite heavily on Cresswell, Maswak, whoever. A lot of our attacks come down that left-hand side, like I say, from Cresswell at the back, getting forward, bombing crosses in, laying passes off. And Italy played like that. They use Spinazzola like that. And the energy from him is...
Him and Insigne complement each other so well, don't they?
They really do. And all of their play was going through him, and then obviously such a shame. You know, one of the best players of the tournament got injured,
100%.
And Emerson's come in, and he can't do the same job. And I said this right at the start when the tournament first started. Italy haven't got any left backs. They're literally, you know, Spinazzola is not even really a left back. He's more of a midfielder. Similar to a problem
for quite a long time. The left back, isn't it? Like going back years and years. Like maybe Maldini, probably the last really good left back.
Yeah, you know, and it's a problem position, and I think with him out, Emerson hasn't got that same thing going forward, and it's impacted Italy the way they play big time. Insigne has been coming deeper and deeper. You know, he hasn't been as effective.
How good has he been, Insigne?
Fantastic player. You know, Immobile hasn't really done much the last couple of games either. So I mean, like really,
the guy on the other wing's very decent as well. Is that Berardi? Is that his name?
Yeah. Well, the right wing has been what's his name? Chiesa.
Yeah. He's been decent as well. He's a decent player.
Fantastic player. You know, it's a real good team, and I know we were saying that maybe this is a good building for them, and then into the World Cup could be the one for them, but. Do you know what? I'd say the same for England as well.
I think the stepping stone for both, mate. For both.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, it's a real for both of these teams. I would say these two teams are the most exciting teams in European football at the minute. Seriously, I actually think Spain were quite good. They played lovely football.
Yeah, I think they're in a slight transition, but yeah, definitely that you can see there's a decent team in there.
Yeah. I quite like Spain. France disappointed. I think the problem with France was they turned up expecting to win games.
Turned up in that 20 minutes of a game, should have seen it out, and then they didn't, did they?
Yeah, you know, I think they need to check this French arrogance. You know, they need to change that mentality.
I said it before the tournament. That French team should have won the tournament pretty comfortably, but the French are renowned for good tournament, bad tournament, good tournament, bad tournament. That's just the way it's been for years and years. Back to the game tonight, though, mate. Interesting battle in that midfield. So we talked about Rice and Phillips, but they're going to be coming up against Verratti and Jorginho. I'll tell you what, Verratti and Phillips, I fancy to put one on each other early. You know, they do like the dark arts, both of them players.
Yeah, it's going to be a good battle. I tell you what, I said this, it would never happen. Excuse me, but I said this straight away. See if, and obviously, hope it never happens. But if we sold Declan Rice for 100 million, I'd put in a £50 million bid for Jorginho all day long.
Oh yeah, what He's been fantastic, mate. And Verratti, I love Verratti. I do. I absolutely love it. I've always loved him as a player.
Yeah, and then obviously they've got Barella as well, who I think is a fantastic player. Barella, he's like the third player in that midfield three. It's going to be a good game. You know,
what about an interesting battle I see as well, mate? Is Sterling versus Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo, the most booked player in the tournament.
He will kick him out of the game. He will kick him out of the game.
That's what I'm interested in. That what happens early there.
Yeah, I think you know, he did it in the Italy Spain game. They rotated. It was Torres and Olmos were the two sort of rotating, and every time anyone came down that wing, Di Lorenzo just kicked him. He just kicked him, and he'll do the same to Sterling. He will. I think he'll just kick him out of the game. I don't think Sterling is going to be influential in this game because of that. It depends on the ref, I suppose. It depends on the ref. If the ref shows cards early,
then that'll stop it. Then,
If the ref lets the game play, I do not think Sterling will be influential in this game. He'll probably score an hat-trick now, but
yeah. Right, so that leads on nicely to this. Luke and Paul, what do you honestly think will happen tonight? I'll be honest, I keep having this vision of Declan Rice scoring the winner. I do. I keep seeing that he's going to glance a header in and England are going to win it 1-0 or 2-1. I've just got this feeling that West Ham history will continue.
I think if you look at the records of me and Luke were talking earlier on before going live. You know, some of the records that Italy has set are unbelievable. You know, they haven't been behind in a game for 2 years. I think they've only conceded 3 times in 2 years. They're a record amount of games unbeaten, record amount of wins in a row. On paper, it should be an Italy win. On paper, you know, if you look at the form, if you look at the stats, should be an Italy win. Something is telling me England are going to win. You know, I think England will win. I do. They shouldn't, but I think they will. I think England will win. I don't think it'll be an exciting.
No, go on,
sorry, I think it will be exciting. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be kind of cagey. It's most finals are, to be fair.
I think the key is who scores first. I think if England score first and Italy have to come out chasing, that makes it a lot harder. Where if Italy score first, I think Italy could close up shop and it could be a real long night for England.
I think 1-0, maybe 2-1 England. My free bet, £10 free bet from Bet365 went on penalties. Someone to win by penalties. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah. Morning, Luke, Paul, and chaps. They're going to have to play a lot better than the Denmark game. Spain was much better team and lost. Do you think Southgate will stick with a back four or switch to a wing back system? I think he'll go back four, to be honest with you. They think them 2 fullbacks have been fantastic, Shaw and Walker, the whole tournament. I do like the look of Insignia. Yeah, well, who wouldn't take him?
He's a player. He's a one club player. He's been at Napoli his entire career. I think he's 31. You know, he's not going anywhere. He's staying there. But yeah, what a
player. Wishful thinking, Luke. Obviously, that's on the Declan Rice. Can you imagine the celebrations if we do parties in the street?
That's one thing that I'm coming over.
Oh yeah, you're over. Tonight,
I'm coming over to England on Tuesday.
When is it?
That's it. Yeah, if Italy win, I'll come over wearing my Italy shirt. See how long it takes before I get stabbed. But no, it'd be if England do win, it'll be an exciting atmosphere to come over to.
Yeah. What's he saying? Yep. Sterling should stop scoring. I think it will be a case of first goal wins. And obviously, my other bet that I put on the start of the tournament, I put Kane and England to win the tournament. I think Kane needs 1 goal to go equal with Ronaldo. So if he did score and England win tonight, that's another bet I would have won, which would be quite interesting. I'll tell you what, before we go on to West Ham, the other international thing I wanted to talk about, mate, Messi has finally broken that duck, which is fantastic. I know I've always said I'm a Ronaldo man, which I am. I do love Ronaldo, but it doesn't mean I don't like Messi. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the problem. Whenever you have that argument, people think you don't like the other player. Fantastic. I'm so glad actually that he has won it. You know, his last tournament will be next year with the World Cup, him and Ronaldo. I know you're a big Messi fan, mate. How was you? I assume you was buzzing on that.
Yeah, long time coming. Well deserved, in my opinion. Like, again, we've had this not argument. We've had this discussion on the channel many times. Luke's obviously a Ronaldo, Messi. I think Messi's the best player in the world. I think he's arguably the best player of all time. And that's the one thing that was missing. The one thing that was missing was international success. And he's got it. And he had a fantastic tournament.
Yeah,
he really did.
You
know, this was a lot of the criticism has been, oh yeah, but the likes of Ronaldo can pick up Portugal and carry them. He will carry them to the finish. And Messi's never really done that on the international stage. This tournament, Messi did that. And I think it's a long time coming. And
is it Lionel Scaloni the manager then? Is Lionel Scaloni the manager?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can see him doing really well in the World Cup now. Now they've got that behind them. Messi's going to be buzzing. Obviously, like you say, it's in all probability going to be his last major tournament. He'll be well up for it and well deserved. So pleased for him. Like I say, long time coming. Still technically a free agent.
Yeah. I see someone say. I see the Barcelona president say though, if Man City were to sign him, it would be financial doping. Like that's how much it would cost to get him in. And something like Barcelona have to free up 200 million worth of wages a year just to be able to re-sign him.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, the players they signed. Obviously, Messi's now out of contract. They signed Depay. They signed Aguero. Who else did they sign? I'm sure they signed somebody else. They can't register them. They can't register these players yet until they free up wages. So they're trying to get rid of like Griezmann, and I know they were offering
Pjanic as well.
They offered them Titi and Pjanic. They offered them to cancel their contracts, and both the players said no.
Yeah,
so,
why would
they're
you?
in trouble.
Why would you, mate? Why would you? Griezmann apparently is on 700 grand a week. Like, what? You ain't walking away from that deal, are you? You're not. One more thing on international football, mate, before we go into a couple of comments there. What is harder to win, Euros or the World Cup?
I mean, you'd have to say the World Cup.
Euros.
Why?
Because of the standard of team. If you look over the last 15, 20 years, it's usually a European team that wins the World Cup, barring Brazil's win 20 years ago. I would say the Euros is harder to win.
I mean, the World Cup's got the same teams in it as the Euros, but then it's also got Brazil, Argentina,
that's what I'm saying.
Uruguay.
You breeze your way to the semi-final, by playing like for example, England, we've taken nothing away from them last time, playing like a Colombia and, one of the African teams, for example, where in this tournament, look at your run, for example, Belgium, Spain, like to just get to the final.
But then on the other hand, in this tournament, look at England.
No, I agree.
They haven't really played anybody apart from Germany, and Germany haven't been a good team for a long time now.
Yeah, that's just an interesting one. I'm sure you've explained it many times, mate. But
I have explained this many times, Peter. Basically, I've got Italian family. My nan's Italian. That's my connection. So, when up until I think 2002 was probably the last tournament I was really behind England.
When it became the Spice Boy generation, I sort of fell out
exactly. And then it was the whole, and I'm not going to lie, mate, you're still seeing it now, but it was the way, it wasn't even so much the team. I didn't like the way the England team. I didn't agree with the way the England team was picked. It was name over performance. You had to be playing for a big club, and that's changed now. But back then, I really didn't like that. I hated the way that the press basically picked the England team. I hated the way that the England team were built up to be the best team in the world. It was as if they were expected to win all these tournaments when they weren't the best team in the world. And then when they didn't win, when they got to semi-finals and then they got knocked out, which for England back then, that was a good that was a good result for that team. But then they just got slated in the media, they got slated in the press, and it was that whole thing around it. And it really really put me off supporting England. It really did. Obviously, no West Ham players in the team back then either to sort of get behind.
Places as well. You know, like I loved Beckham. I absolutely loved Beckham. But you know, the fact that we have to pick him even though he's injured, and we had that one where Rooney was injured, and it was all that these players were so safe of their places.
And it was that I didn't like. I didn't like the way the team was picked. You know, I hated the media around the team, and it still in this tournament, the media around it is just, man, it's I find it embarrassing. I do. And then, but because of back then, like I say, before that, I was Three Lions '96. I bought that single. I bought Three Lions '98. Well. I bought that as well. I was well into it. England shirts, loved it. But then after all of that, when I started getting to the age where I sort of understood more, like I say, the picking of the team and the media and all the rest of it, I just really didn't like it.
That's what my thing was back up until recently, really, is that it was that constant. You had a player like Trevor Sinclair, Joe Coles, Frank Lampard's of, they have to leave West Ham if they want to get in the England team. And it, I associated England with the destroying of my football team. Yeah. And I think, recently where you've seen Rice get picked, you see Lingard get picked, you start believing, actually, players can stay at their club and not have to move to get in the England team.
Yeah, no, that whole thing has started changing now. And like I say, that came with Southgate. And I rate Southgate, and I like the fact that he's picking players on merit. And it's not, you have to play for a big club to get in the team. I like that. I back that. But back then, like I say, I sort of fell out of love with England. As I say, I've got Italian connections with the family and all the rest of it. So
you've got quite a cool last name, actually, isn't it? Marciano?
No, not Rocky, mate.
It's some cool last name.
No, it's like Luciano.
Luciano as well. Great name.
But the back then, Football Italia and all the rest of it, and Del Piero, Alessandro Del Piero is my favourite player of all time. So I just sort of started following the Italian team, and I have done ever since. And that, like I say, this tournament, because of Southgate and the way the team's picked, I tried to get back into following England. I really did, but it's the passion. It's not there. It's not, the way that I feel when I'm watching an Italy game is like when I'm watching a West Ham game, and that feeling it's not there when I watch England. It's not. No, I kind of wish it. I wish it was.
Yeah, mate,
I wish it was.
I do.
But it's just not there. And like we said earlier on, you can't fake that. You can't just pretend that that's there. It either is or it ain't. So there you go. That's the long answer, Peter. There you go.
Are you worried that the England players will be unable to perform to their best because of nerves? I don't think so. I think these guys are very professional. You've got Champions League winners in there. You've got league winners in there, mate. Again, it's going to be an atmosphere that's ridiculous that they've never, ever going to experience again or have ever experienced before. So, it will be interesting then first sort of 10, 15 minutes. If Messi retires at Barcelona, they can sell Messi number 10 shirts for the next 500 years. It would be financial suicide to let him go. If City sign him, they can sell Messi 10 merch for the next 500 years. No Peru or Trinidad's. They'll be earning money from merchandisers after his children's children die. They can't let him go. It's very true. I do apologise. Totally agree with you, Paul. Agreed, Paul. Bigged up, then knocked down and slated. England have too much baggage. I'm still club only, no country. What's your lineup for England then? I wouldn't change anything, mate. I'd keep it exactly the same. Sacco, Sterling, Kane, Mount, Rice, Phillips, Shaw, Maguire, Stones, Walker, and Big Pickford in goal as well. So that moves on quite nicely away from the international football game. Enjoy the game today, guys. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun. A lot of schools are letting kids in later and, party on into the night. If win or lose, we're on the booze. Classic line. Let's move on, mate, to West Ham. It leads quite nicely, actually. Your goalkeeper, obviously, Donnarumma, has just joined PSG, which has opened the window, apparently, for West Ham to get a keeper. Me and you were bigging up massively, mate, all of last year, saying if there's a goalkeeper I want, he's number one. Alfonso Nipple, mate. Alfonso Areola,
and it's come from quite a few. It seems like the link has come from quite a few reputable places, so it definitely seems like there's something to it. I really hope this one happens. I really do. Love Fabianski. But obviously, his age. He's had a couple of injury niggles, getting injured in the warm-ups.
We do need a new one. We do.
It's not. I say it's not a position that's a massive priority right now. I think it would be next year. But excuse me, if there's an opportunity to sign a goalkeeper of that quality, that caliber this year, we've got to do it. I've seen it seems to be a £1 million loan fee with a 15 million option to buy.
Amazing deal.
Yeah, all day long. I really hope we get that over the line. I really do. I would expect if it did happen, he would obviously come in. You would expect him to take the number one. He might play in the Europa games to start Fabianski in the league, and then
I would expect him to be number one by the end of the year, though.
Yeah, you'd expect that sort of transition. I think we'd probably look to sell Randolph if he did come in, because Randolph isn't going to want to be third choice goalkeeper. But yeah, it'd be a fantastic signing. And this one, like you say, we've been talking about him all last season.
Mate, ever since the Fulham game, the West Ham Fulham game, it was like, this geezer's a joke. Like the saves, and I think I'm not 100%, so don't take it on. I think he made the most saves in the Premier League. I know they went down, but it wasn't his fault. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't anything against him. He was fantastic last year. But yeah, it'd be a great signing for me, and I really hope.
Yeah.
This tournament ends tonight. I want a player announced next week for West Ham. I do. I want someone announced next week.
Yeah, it looks good. Hopefully, we get him through the door. Apparently, we've got a new head of recruitment coming in.
Yeah. Who was behind the Yaya Toure and Aguero deals to Man City.
Yeah, from Man City. So, although from what I've read, I don't think he's actually coming in this window. He's been put on gardening leave by Man City, and I think they're kind of blocking it because obviously they don't want him to come in to West Ham and sign players straight away. So I kind of get the impression they're kind of blocking it at the minute, and then after this window is closed, then he'll join officially. I just see Duncan just asked a question about it there. So it seems like that's happening. But I think we'll probably have to wait maybe until January, maybe until next summer before we see anything really come of that. Which the only worry there would be, is the club going to say, oh, well, we're not really going to spend any money this window then? We're going to wait. Although you'd expect him to be consulting the club.
Someone made a really good point, actually, about this window, because there is frustration growing, as there would be. We haven't seen a shirt. We haven't seen a player sign yet. But what keeps me positive is there's no way that David Moyes signed a contract without assurances of a transfer budget, no?
I really, really hope so. I really hope so. I mean, you would think, because it did take a while for Moyes to sign, and you would hope that the reason why was because he did want assurances. He wanted to know that it'd be backed in the market. He wanted to know that there'd be a certain amount of money available, that, we were going to start developing.
He could have gone to Everton with a big pot of money.
You would think he must have had those assurances. So we'll see. I was reading on the forums, someone was saying that historically, throughout all these clubs, Moyes always buys players late in the window. He doesn't sort of rush things. So, we could see a few things happen. Like you say, when this tournament finishes next week, I mean, our pre-season's underway. So we can't wait. We can't wait too long. Do you know what I mean?
I think one big transfer, I keep saying it, is going to spark everything, and that's Kane going somewhere. If Haaland goes to Chelsea, for example, all this could all spark a massive merry-go-round of strike. Apparently, Danny Ings doesn't want to come to us, which is a shame. I like him as a player. Big rumours that we've gone ahead with Tammy, though, mate. I know we discuss him every now and then, but yeah.
£35 million? I don't know. I
like him. I like the guy.
I do. £35 million is a lot of money. I mean, you're paying the English tax. I think he would do well for us. I don't know. It seems like I don't know. It just kind of feels like maybe a bit of a safe option. Do you know what I mean? Like a bit of a cop out.
Yeah, but I think if he wants to come, listen. If we got him, Lingard, and Areola, and that was it, I'd be quite happy.
I don't know if I'd be happy. I mean, they'd be good signings, but we'd still be massively short in
Oh
field.
no, 100% would still be short. But if it's like, okay, you're going to get me them three quality players that go into the first team. Okay, I'm not totally happy, but I'll take it.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we already had the smallest squad in the league. It looks like it's going to get even smaller. You know, Felipe Anderson goes. Yarmolenko could be off.
Yarmolenko, Fenerbahce, apparently, yeah.
So I mean, we like I say, we already had the smallest squad in the league. We're going into next season even shorter, and we're playing more games with Europe. I don't know. Something needs to start happening. To be honest, because it is quite worrying.
I agree. So yeah, pre-season did start, mate. 2-2 draw. Goals from Joe Bowen and a young boy Baptiste, highly rated Baptiste. I don't know if you see the goals. Bowen was a penalty, and Baptiste flicked in from a corner. Doesn't matter the result, but yeah, nice to see some of the youngsters going in, because I do believe Moyes, likes putting the youngsters in. No.
Yeah, I have to say I haven't seen the highlights. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen the goals. I haven't seen anything from it. I just caught the scores. 2-0 down, which was fun. 2-0 down as well. Come back to draw 2-2. Good to see Bowen involved, obviously. I know you were saying there was some rumours that he might have picked up an injury, so it's good to see him involved.
That was
and as you say, Baptiste seems to be really highly thought of at the club. Maybe we'll see more of him next year. Maybe we'll see Diop moved into midfield. I know there were rumours about that. Baptiste coming through at centre back. I don't know. But yeah, like you say, great to see. It seems like quite a short pre-season. It's 4 games?
I think it might be 6, actually. I think it might be 6.
I've seen
Southend,
Dundee,
Celtic,
Southend, Orient, and Celtic. They're the only 4 games I've seen.
Yeah, well, the season only starts in 4 weeks' time.
Yeah,
suppose so.
It's quick, isn't it? It's quick. I feel bad for the...
Dex probably won't even get a pre-season, mate. I'm sure they have to give him at least 3 weeks off. So he might get a week. So we might not even see Dex in the first sort of 3-4 games.
That's one thing I will say. The likes of Rice and Yarmolenko, if he's still at the club, although he's not really a first-team player anyway, they are going to be absolutely... Like, Rice is going to be knackered. Soufal. They played... especially like Rice, Souček, Soufal, they played every game last season. No break going into the Euros. Played all the way through the Euros, especially obviously Rice getting to the final, and then basically no break going into next season. Yeah. Even more reason why we need cover in that centre midfield.
Another one linked again is El Nesri. I think he's made it very clear that he doesn't want to come. We need to leave this one alone, in my opinion. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah. No, absolutely. If it's true that he has come out and said, I don't want to go to West Ham, you'd like to think Moyes he's got the sense to say, all right, fair enough, and move on. I feel like this is more paper talk than anything, to be honest. I don't think there's maybe it's the agents trying to push it. I don't know. But if he has come out and said he doesn't want to move to West Ham, I don't know why we would pursue it.
No, mate.
So you'd think that's that one knocked on the head.
One that you said the other day, mate, just on the last sort of bit on transfers, was Souček, mate, to Real Madrid. What do you make of that, mate?
If the rumours are true, and they could well be, obviously Ancelotti would have seen him last season in the Premier League, knows what he's all about. If the rumours are true and Real Madrid are genuinely interested, he's gone.
He goes. He goes.
He goes. There's not a player. No player turns down Real Madrid. No player turns down Real Madrid. It's one of them things, though. There's an inevitability to it. Do you know what I mean? Same as with Declan Rice. Unless we start consistently making Europe and all the rest of it, and even then, like I say, if a team like Real Madrid comes calling you, it doesn't matter who you are. Yeah. You could be Man United, whatever, Liverpool. They're still taking your players.
There's a difference between qualifying and winning and competing. Like West Ham could qualify for the Champions League. They could have last year. They're not going to win it. Do you know what I mean? Real Madrid are winning it. One out of it twice in 10 years, every decade. Do you know what I mean?
So yeah, it's this. There's 2 sides to it. On the one hand, it's worrying because obviously you don't want to see him go. But on the other hand, the fact that the likes of Real Madrid are interested in our players shows how far we've come. Do you know what I mean? It shows we're doing something right. You know, I mean, obviously we had the mighty Julian Faubert who left to sit on Real Madrid's bench. But no, you know, it shows progress. It shows that we're doing good things.
If we were to sell him, what sort of fee would you be demanding? I wouldn't start any less than 50, mate.
No, especially if it is the likes of Real Madrid coming in. Yeah, absolutely. All day long, you know, like you say, 50 million is exactly where you'd want to be starting. A goal scoring, sort of box to box defensive midfielder. You know, if he carries on and has another good season with us, you know, he's just been made their permanent captain.
Yeah. I know Munich were looking at him, weren't they, at one point last year as well.
So, you know, yeah, he's a player that sky's the limit. It's crazy to think that, you know, right now, our central midfield, we could have, you know, what?
All three of them gone. All three of them go next year. Noble retired. Yeah.
£150 million pairing in midfield for West Ham is a bit crazy to think about. Do you know what I mean?
It's madness. It's absolute madness. One more thing on that. Obviously, we know about Declan's contract. What about Soufal's contract as well? You know, apparently he's turned down a contract as well. Bit disappointed with the, you know, the terms on offer. I think he's on about 30 grand a week, or even something like 20 grand a week, and they was going to put on 30. Come on now, proven right back who's been hammer of the year, arguably. You know, just give the man what he bloody wants, man. With Anderson money and Yarmolenko money, you go and put Rice, Souček, and Soufal on the money they deserve.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I haven't seen or heard any of that. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
know that he turned down a contract. If that's true, that he was on 20 and we offered him 30, that's a disgrace. That's a disgrace. I don't blame him for not signing it. I wouldn't sign it either.
Probably, you know, when he was playing for Slavia Prague, he was probably on 8 grand a week, 5 grand a week over there, maybe. So it's massive, like 100% pay rise. But
it's, you know, you have to look at that and say, all right, then, how much is Aaron Cresswell earning? How much is Masuaku earning? How much is Fredericks earning? You know, like you say, probably signing of the season last year, talked about constantly by the pundits about such a good right back, so dependable, so reliable. You know, he in my opinion, I don't know what the wage structure of West Ham is, but I would say you've got to be offering him 50 grand a week.
Oh yeah, surely, mate. Surely. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying pay the man 100 grand a week. That's ridiculous.
No.
But 50 grand, 45, 50 grand a week.
I imagine someone like you say, mate. I imagine someone like Fredericks on about 55.
I don't know if Fredericks would be on that much. He's probably on about 30 as well. But what I'm saying is, obviously, he's in front of him. You know, he's a better player than him. You know, yeah, he needs to be, you know, like I say, 45, 50 a week, surely. Yeah. It doesn't surprise me.
Rice now is premium, you know, he should be on 150 grand a week. Rice, know, he's an England player.
Rice is our best player, is our most valuable player, potentially could win the Euros tonight. You know, Rice is a player where West Ham need to say, yeah, we'll make you our highest paid player. And he deserves it. You know, if we made Declan Rice our highest paid player, the other players in the team couldn't have an issue with that. They couldn't.
No, yeah, that's very true, actually. Yeah, because they would argue, Golden Sullivan would go down the mantra of, oh, yeah, if we break our rate structure, blah, 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 blah. But no, because he's our best player. It's very true, Matt. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah, a couple of comments in here. The curse of the Europa League, either your league position suffers or you lose all your best players that you got there in the first place, or both. That's very true, Matt. You know, if you do too well, all of a sudden your good players get looked at. But, you know, that's where we need to, over these next sort of 5 years as a project, start getting like Leicester. We do, you know, if we sell them, but fantastic players, you've got to have those, you know, go and get the next Tielemans, go and get the next Ndidi, go and get the next Maddison, Vardy, you know. Whenever Leicester replace, you would not notice that they've lost such a big player. You wouldn't. That's how good they are. And that's, you know, it's all about director of football and the way the structure of the club is. Hopefully, we're seeing that. But I still think Golden Sullivan need to leave for that to be fully, you know, that ambition to be met. What about you, mate?
I agree completely, mate. Yeah, I agree completely. You know, that's how you grow. You know, like you say, Leicester, and I know we've said this many times before. Leicester
are a team
as far as, you know, the structure behind the club, they're a team that we should be looking to emulate. You know, the way that the clubs run, the way that the foundations are, and their behind the scenes stuff, like you say, the scouting. They always seem to have, yeah, like you say, if they're going to sell one of their best players, they've already got 3 players lined up in mind. Right, okay, if he goes, we've got bomb.
They sold Maguire, they got in Sunchu, they sold Chilwell, they got in that Justin James guy, Ricardo Pereira, they sold Kante, getting Didi, sold this one, mate, their team's ridiculous, the way they keep it fluid. And obviously they've signed Patson Daka. They've got Daka,
great signing,
and Vardy.
Great signing. Yeah.
Fantastic, mate. Fantastic side they've got next year. What do you think of the Albert Ellis interest? Can't say I've read anything about that, mate. Is he Dutch? I think he's Dutch, isn't he, Ellis? And what do you think about the rumours of Mikkel Damsgaard? Again, rumours I've missed. You know, there's so many rumours out there at the minute that I keep missing them. And bench players on double. Yeah, that's very true, mate. It's very, very true. Anything else, West Ham, mate? Oh no, there is. Bear with me. Okay, so there you go, mate. Discuss.
I'm waiting to see the official pictures because these leaked pictures always look terrible. Always. I think the home kit could be nice. I think that could be a nice kit. Although I kind of wish that they'd done the piping, the white piping, like the original one had. But I think the home kit could be nice. I've seen a lot of people slating the third, but I think that could be a nice kit as well. I quite like the look of that.
Is that based on the Barthez, Di Canio, and Joe Cole kit, that era?
That's a good shout. Yeah, it could well be. Yeah, the
one
navy with
as a kid,
the navy with a sort of sky blue trim.
Yeah.
I think that could be decent as well. We'll have to wait and see the proper pictures. The away.
I don't like the away.
The only thing, you know, the kit that it's based on, the Argentina kit. I don't know why they put the white box behind the sponsor. I don't know why they did that. It looks weird. And how's it going to look on the under 18s kits with the sponsorless kits? It's just going to be a white box.
I'm going to put it full screen test.
It's going to be weird. I don't know. The away, the Argentina away. I think if the stripes went all the way through the shirt, it might be all right. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why they've done that. But obviously, these ain't official pictures. I don't know what the club is waiting for. I'm guessing they're waiting for tonight.
I think you said it, mate. You know, they missed a bit of a trick. It was Paolo Di Canio's birthday the other day, and that kit's based on Paolo's shirt, you know. So
I don't know. It was his birthday on Friday, wasn't it? So I don't know. I think you see some of the crap they're sending out emails. You know, the England West Ham stuff, so tacky, so cheap looking.
The only one I like is the one that Rice is in the red one. I really like that top.
Did you see? Yeah, the classic Bobby Moore England away
shirt, yeah.
You know, that's been for sale. West Ham been selling that for years and years and years. I had that shirt 20 years ago.
Beautiful shirt.
But some of I don't know if you saw, mate, they released T-shirts for the semi-finals, right? And it was a West Ham badge over England flag, over an Italy flag, over a Spain flag, over a Denmark flag. These look like something that have been knocked up for a £5 that you'd see on the Sunday market, selling for like £2.50 each. Like what? It's embarrassing. I reckon that they're waiting until tonight. If England win tonight, they're going to go mad. Oh, buy your West Ham England stuff. Buy your West Ham England stuff.
Yeah,
and then they'll probably announce the kit next week. But it's a joke that we still haven't seen them. It really is. Same every year.
Well, Hammer of the Year hasn't been officially announced either, mate. They haven't officially announced Hammer of the Year.
I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. I want to see the kits. Like I say, I want to see the proper pictures of the kits. See them on this home shirt. When I first saw the pictures of this last year, I thought it looked terrible. Lovely shirt, it's a lovely shirt. So I'll wait to see what they look like. Hopefully, M&M mess up again and put them all up for sale for £16 each again.
Right, mate. Anything else before we go? I think that's about it, really. I don't think there's much else to talk about. Only that Tyson Fury fights off in terms of boxing, COVID in the camp. So apparently Dylan White might step up for that fight, which would be a really good fight, good war that would be. Apart from that, pre-season continues. Not long to go now. Enjoy the game tonight, everyone. Don't drink too much. Have fun, and me and Paul will be back next week to discuss even more. Let's go.
Best of luck. Best of luck to all the England fans, all the Italy fans. Enjoy it. I know everyone's nervous. I'm nervous. I'm not looking forward to it. I think penalties, and I don't know if I'll be able to watch. But yeah, have a good one, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, mate. Come on, your irons. Keep believing. Let's go.
Cheers.